Welcome to the Seeding Greatness Podcast. Oh man, I've been waiting for this one for a minute now. Mrs. Jennifer Watson in the house, baby. A friend became client. Now coach me in a lot of ways, challenge me in bigger ways. I think I was scared of the coaching. And a former I always say three. Is it two?
It's two.
Two-time All-American. It's more than I got. I'm like no-time All-American. Two-time All-American. Two-time TEDx speaker. And a high-performance coach. Talks a lot about sustainable high performance, just like me. Covers way more from her physical training and therapy background. Way more of the anatomy side, way more the energetic, metaphysical side, and has really been a master at practicing what she preaches. I mean, you can just look at her and she's just stunning and glowing and has this aura and this energy, and on stage is electric. Just fills the room, just big energy, dance, mobile. You know it's going when she hits that knee drop. I'm like, oh, she's in it now. It's like, dang, just showing off with the knee drop.
Oh man, I got to do that once in a while. A lot, maybe. My knee doesn't take it very well, but we'll leave that one alone.
That's hilarious. Jay Watt, man, honored to have you. And I know we're gonna serve the world powerfully for this one. So I want to jump straight in. I mean, I know you well, they don't know you well, so we always got to kind of start with story. So let them know a little bit about your background and how you got to being a speaker and a dynamic coach. So they have context.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I just want to say this, like everyone listening, when you can be in a moment with someone and it feels connected. This person I'm with right now has seen so much of me, all sides of me, and still wants me here.
Of course.
Man alive, it feels really surreal to just be in a place where I've elevated in different ways and you witnessing that and back. Like, man, I hope all of you have people like that, first and foremost. I have been a high performer all my life. You know that, Darryll. And I think from a young age, my biggest fear is I would get to the pearly gates and God be like, you messed it up. You didn't go the direction you went. You didn't impact the way you were supposed to go. You didn't go to your highest level. It was my biggest fear.
Really?
It was my biggest fear. And the reason why I mentioned that, everyone, is personal development, peak performance, living your highest self has always been such a big core value of mine. But it started out with kind of that fear at a young age. Like, God, am I doing it right? Always second guessing myself. And I think that's when I got on this dysfunctional space of high performance, even though everyone actually did well with that for a while. I was, like you said, a two-time All-American. That's where my big performance started. I was highly recruited. I was getting full rides from people left and right. It was overwhelming, but they loved me for running well. I started connecting being seen, being loved to actually performance. And then it dug me even more of a hole. Like, am I doing enough here? Should I be doing more? And I just kept from that space, then getting into PT school, then getting my own PT practice. And then it being one of the most successful holistic physical therapy practices in Virginia, you guys. And I still felt, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? And then I took that into, okay, well, maybe I'm supposed to be doing something different. So I got into coaching, into speaking. And then I got to this point where I'm like, it's got to be enough. Or am I not getting it? Like, I got to truly figure this out. Because I'm teaching people, Darryll, you know this, high performance. I'm teaching people how to be elite performance. And I'm always questioning it. And I couldn't believe how many people I worked with actually felt the same way.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, they were successful. I don't care if it was 7 figures or having multiple businesses or having the wife, the kids, the house, whatever. And they're like, am I doing the life I'm meant for? So I found that my journey, for one, was other people's journeys, but I had to finally figure it out. And ironically, when I got into coaching, consulting, and speaking on stages, I couldn't hide anymore. I felt like I was stepping up there sometimes as a fraud in elite performance. Like, I'm performing, but is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this maximizing my life? I felt like it was kind of a lie. So what I want all of you to really see from my journey is, yes, I'm so grateful for the lessons. I'm so grateful for the experiences, for the success. But not until probably, guys, I'm 50, almost 2 years old, 52, okay? And it's been the last 5 years that I feel like I'm truly getting like, this is what he wants. Like, I'm aligned. And it feels more easy to expand and express myself. And a lot of it even came in connecting more with other people dealing with similar things, connecting with you as a coach, having people really, I want to say get in my face, but really mirror some things and make me really go deeper with what performance was. And honestly, other questions I had to have for myself. And some of it was healing, but a lot of it was really reframing what performance truly was and what God wanted me to do with that. So my journey, yes, I've been an elite performer a lot of my life, but for me, I'm finally at a space that I'm like having fun with it, that I feel aligned with it. And it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean I have all great days, but that I'm just at this space of like, wow, I get it. Like, I finally I get it. It's like the one little thing. I'm like, okay, I get it, God. And I've just been a lot more aware in the last 5 years of just little nuances. It's not always having to have things hit me directly in this face, like with this big aha, but like these little subtle things that God's just quietly kind of here. And I'm like, okay, now I get it. And now I'm here. And now I get to speak on stages and I get to share my message and my journey and yes, my expertise. And when you introduced me at the beginning, I know I've gotten to a different place because when you said it, I like leaned in.
Owning it.
Yeah, when people say things, I'm usually kind of like, I've always been like this, like that feels weird.
Oh man.
I don't like that. And I was like, that's a problem. And this is the first time, like this year when people were introducing me, including you, I'm like, yeah,
that's me.
And that feels, you guys, that is such a shift. That is, you guys, I hope everybody gets like that. If you're feeling that, like that is such a shift. And if you're having a struggle, like listen to that. Like, why dig on that more?
Yeah, dude. So you're getting me going now because I remember my favorite gig of myself that I've done this year because I'm like super analytical of myself and you always your worst critic, as they say. And my best gig was in my home state. And when I watched the film, which most speakers don't, okay, which is wild. I could go off on that, right? Because you can't up level what you don't debrief. Because you can only see what there is to correct if you are willing to confront what there is for you to correct. And if you're so afraid to see the film because you have insecurities about you or who you perceive yourself to be, because all the film is of speakers, when I look at film and footage, all I'm looking for is, why am I not being myself? Right? Like, what's in the way? Like, why is it like sound like I'm saying things, but I'm not like really saying things? You know what I mean? Why am I singing but ain't singing? You know? And it's like looking at what is going on mentally, emotionally for me, that like, hey, get that out the way. So I'm not looking at myself being like, you're not standing properly. You're not finishing your sentences. You're not like using the clicker right. Like, all that stuff is important. But what's more important to me is like, is my voice being sung? Is my, am I speaking what I feel like I'm convicted about? Or am I up there just performing? And so it's about the debrief. And most people don't debrief their film. So when I was watching one of my favorite gigs from this year, I noticed that when they were reading my bio, instead of me being like, just, whatever. And sometimes that's because the MCs are always terrible when they introduce us. But I was like this. I was like, yeah, yeah, that's me. Yeah. Not in an egotistical way, but in a no longer playing small, refusing to accept who I am, owning my greatness. You know, it's funny because I'm 6'5.5" and you're tall. How tall are you?
I'm 5'5", but I have 3 in stilettos on. My friend, come on now. I'm like 5'8" to most people. Okay.
You look how? So you?
I'm 5'5". I'm like a foot shorter than you, but I wear
this whole time.
heels.
Do you wear heels all the time?
Off the record, yes, I do. On the record, I'm a physical therapist. They're horrible for your back, but they make me feel like a woman.
Anyway, that's funny. Like my whole thing is this whole time I would have guessed you were like 5'7".
Yeah, no, I'm 5'5". If I was in flat feet most of the time, yeah, you'd be like, you're short.
Dang, so you only got Brett by an inch?
I only got right.
And you ran what in track?
I 800, 1500.
Dude.
Yeah, I was fat. So
kicking with the short legs?
Yeah, that's what everybody said, my friend.
The All-American sliding with the legs. Really?
Yes.
Wow.
My cadence, I could eat people up with huge legs. Like I owned it. I what you just said, like when I got on, I just owned it. And I had some other things going on too. I had a leg length discrepancy, I had a scar from a surgery on the side. I wasn't breathing as fast or as well as everybody else, and I owned it. But I hear what you're saying. Like what you said about reviewing. I remember you used to say that to me, like, yeah, I'll get around to reviewing the film. Mm-hmm. It like when I did that, it shifted everything for me, Darryll. And I have to tell you, the reason why I didn't do it, I don't know if anybody else, it gave me an excuse. So if it didn't go well, I don't really know what I did. Yeah. So it's like this default pattern. Like I wasn't even, you know what the funny thing is? Yeah. We all want to go to that next level, but I find we're afraid to go to the next level because what if that next level isn't good enough for everyone else? So we just kind of hover and we do everything that we should be or we shouldn't be doing, and we forget about the thing we should be doing. Yeah. We keep putting it over here, and I did that for so long. But what you just said, like review, like really sitting with that, I'm like, ooh. And just taking it all was a big deal for me.
So I ain't gonna lie, maybe because I just was around LaShawn Merritt a lot, and he ran the 400.
Yes.
But he's tall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tall, and he's got like this build that's like, oh, you look like a 400 runner. Yeah. Whereas like now I'm like reframing how I see you, and I'm like, dang, so how did you succeed as an All-American two-time with shorter legs in long distance race?
You know, man, you know, this is why I go back to like, there's so much that I believed in, tools I had, even when I was 18 years old, that all of a sudden I started listening to everybody else and I just let it go. Like,
give me an example.
So honestly, you said that, you know, like you have too short legs. Ignorance is bliss, everyone. I grew up in a family that we did not have a TV. We didn't even see other runners all the time. You know, like I didn't always see like what the 800, 1500 runner looked like. Like ignorance was bliss to me. I just kind of said, this is what is on my heart. I'm highly intuitive, everybody. I felt God say like, this is where you need to go. This is your expression. This is where I'm going to use you. I heard that like age 6, everyone. Other than also at age 5, I heard that I should be speaking. But 6, I was like, I'm ready to run. And I didn't really have any comparison. For one, I didn't really have a lot of TV. I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I had this, like, I owned it. Even at a young age, I didn't have anything to compare it to. I just owned it. And I just started practicing. And then And then all of a sudden I'm on the line. I'm like, oh, these people are taller than me. Oh, they seem more muscular than me. Oh, and I didn't even think about it. That's all I can say. I just didn't think about it. And what happened, once I got to college, people started saying, well, you need to look at this. You need to look at that. I feel like I could have become more than a 2-time All-American. I felt like I started cowering a little bit.
So what were you doing before then, before people started like putting the sort of these like mental limitations, like, you know, kind of unknowingly? Yeah. Assuming that you had the same like thought limitations. So what made you succeed?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I actually did a lot of training, unique training on my own. I actually didn't do things that the coach always wanted me to do because it wasn't the way that I felt my body trained well. So I did additional things. I did different things. I ate differently. You know, a lot of kids don't eat well in track, right? I ate differently, ate more healthy. I exercised differently. I worked out differently. I ate differently. And I just owned it. I was like, there's no reason I can't.
Why though? Like, was that like your family's thing? Was
yes,
that like,
yes.
it was?
It totally was.
They were like, all like super like on it, high performers.
High performance. And part of it was too, they were ignorant. They didn't really look at other people's films. They didn't look at other track runners. They didn't look at other people. And also too, I was a male, you guys, I was also a person that could go to college on a full ride. They saw that. I have an identical twin. You know, I grew up in a family, you know, where money was like very hard in our family to, or perceived to actually get. We grew up in a very, you know, poor community. So it's like, hey, Jennifer, this, you can own it. You seem to have talent. Go for it. That's all I got. You guys, I didn't get any training from my family. They just said, own it.
Was that your motivation? Was like, this is, I was going to get like out of the like poverty landscape of my family?
For sure. Yeah. And that I would be able to help. So I'm the oldest twin. I'm the dominant twin. I wanted to make sure she got out too. Yeah. And they would only be able to afford one of us to go to college. So I'm like, I'll find a way out. And that was probably a big motivating factor. I wanted to make sure that she got out, that she had a good life. And I'm like, I'm going to make this work. I didn't know how I would do it. I did have a good coach in high school that really believed in me. But at the same time, I was still just owning it like, okay, I'll just keep kind of doing my own thing, what feels good to me, training the way I need to. My mom was a health nut, eating well, like it just worked. Then I got to college and then I started letting influence come in. I'm not going to lie. I started, well, gosh, I don't look like her. And yes, it's true, everybody on the track team, you know, it's that high percentage of a lot of eating disorders. I did not have one, you know, but a lot of it like, hey, you better be careful with how much you weigh. And you start eating weird and it just starts seeping in. It just starts very like casually. First I was like, I own it. I'm good enough. Then I'm like, well, they're doing it this way and they said I should. And I just started listening to people. I mean, really slowly and then accelerated. And before you knew it, I was like, well, I'm not the right person that will be successful in the 800. Like it started playing with my mind. So interesting enough, I became an All-American my first time, my freshman year. Then it took till my junior year to actually become an All-American again because I kind of went through this lull like,
that's wild.
It was so strange.
That's wild.
Honestly, I had so much against me, like to actually be an All-American, but that's all I can say. Like, I can't say anything deeper than that, dear. Like, I just owned it. I'm like, this is a way out for my family, for my sister. Financial, I just wanted to have a different life than what my family had. I just felt that was where I could go. And I wanted that for my twin. I cared a lot for her. I loved her. I wanted her out too. So money was a big drive for me in high school. So I just kind of put the blinders on. I really, truly did. And then got to college and the blinders kind of started coming off. And I'm sure everyone, some of the patterns maybe I learned when I was growing up, because of course we all have trauma. Like, but the truth is, I actually have to say there was a period of time I just owned it. And then what happened? This is what I want to say. What did I say at the beginning? I feel like through all my life, like there's these little things like, Jennifer, you got to stay there. I opened my practice, my PT practice in the 2008 crash. I had all my mentors say, don't do it. I was opening up a holistic practice in a very traditional area and in 2008 crash. And I did guerrilla marketing. I didn't even know anything about social media. I went door to door. I owned it. I'm like, I am good at what I do. I will see any of your patients. They will get better in half the amount of time. Like I owned it. And guess what happened? It was 6 figures in 6 months. I opened in May. And you guys, it doesn't mean that it wasn't hard. I will never say that being an entrepreneur is easy, but I just owned it. Again, ignorance. And it was like, don't do it. Oh my God, Jennifer's going to hit a brick wall. And I'm like, I'm owning it. I just see this pattern through my life, Darryll. I don't know if any of you have been there, but where you have these moments of like owning it and it works and you stick with it. And then you start listening to people, then you get off your rails. And then I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing over here? And I feel like a lot of my life, everyone, was where I would get off and not own who I really was. But when I got back in, God, I was like, yes, right there, stay there, stay there. Ooh, there she goes again. Like it almost became this like chaotic joke, you know, and I can laugh about it now, but for a while it was deeply like, man, like God was silently like, Jennifer, stay here, like stay, like quietly stay. Where are you going? You don't have to be 5'7". You don't have to have all the business skills of the MBA. You don't have to have ever been a coach. You know how much experience you have. Like just right here. Like so quiet. I'm like, no, I can't be that easy. Like I got to listen to everyone else, God, not you. Like looking back, like that's kind of what I was saying in a lot of ways. And I think it's what made me have a dysfunctional relationship with high performance, making it be very hard. Like I think of all these times where I went subtly right and then it took me completely in the direction.
That doubt, that questioning. And it's crazy because you had it and then it's like that slow trip. And the reason why I bring that up is because I think that happens to a lot of people. Like I think if it was like sudden, people wouldn't slip so easily. Yeah. But the fact that it's subtle, they don't know that they're slipping.
Yeah.
And it's like all of a sudden, like, I'm not doubting, but I'm just kind of coasting.
Yeah. That makes me, I shared this story with you, Darryll. I've used this story, everyone on stage, but man, we all always know it. I remember when my family and my stepdad knew that, I was fast. They're like, she's got something like she could go very far. 12. I had my first race, cross country race. It was a mile. Like that's pretty long for 12 years old, guys. And it was a cross country race. And I remember I was in second behind this one that was probably like 100 yards away. Like that's pretty far. And we were getting into the race and they're like, you're almost done. And I'm like, where's the corner? I'm going around the next corner. Like, you're almost there. And I'm in my head. I'm like, I'm not going to get to her. What will people think about me? Have I trained enough? I'm saying this at age 12. Okay, I'm saying this at age 12. And everybody's just screaming, you're almost there. You're going to get her. And I'm like, I'm not going to get her. I'm just like, ah. And then all of a sudden, I hear my stepdad. He was always a man of few words, but I heard him say, like I was running by and I heard him say, you're already there. You're already there. And I was like, and at the time, everyone, I was 12. I didn't know quite what that meant, but I realized what it meant now. Like I have everything inside me to just do this. Like clear out the noise right now. You're already there, Jennifer. You have it. Just go. And I kid you not, everybody, I had this whole second gear. I literally felt this huge energy. I felt fun. Like I was excited to like take her down. Like I was playing. And then I did. I reeled her in and it was a come from behind victory. And my stepdad was so proud, but he always loved me for who I was, not how I performed. And the way within which he would say things is exactly that. Like, Jennifer, this isn't about winning or not, but you're already there. You're already there. And he said that to me throughout my life. When I said, I'm going to be an All-American. Yes, you are, Jennifer. You're already there. I actually think I'm going to be an entrepreneur someday, like you, Papa. Yeah, you will. But he said it in a way that wasn't like, I love you because. He's just like, he owned it for me when I would lose sight for owning it for myself. There's these constant nuances. Like, I feel like God just like, God gave me two dads. And my stepdad knew me so well that he knew that I needed to feel human. I needed to feel loved for me, for the goofy Jen. I'm like hilarious with my family. But he also knew like there's something really special about you and I don't want you to miss it. Stop listening, just you're right there. And if everyone can just remember that, it's such a simple concept, but we get so ingrained with how we need to do it. They're like, Jennifer, like, how did you, I just owned it. Like, I literally was like, this is what I do for training. This is what I do for eating. That I know this is what I'm supposed to do. And God will bring in the coaches. God will bring in the right. And I just did it. I had people in college like, how are you doing this? You're against, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'm training. And I got away from that, Darryll. And I wish if that's something I could give to anyone today, just like take a deep breath. You guys, we hear this and I'm just go back. If you hear a silent voice and it'll help move you a little bit back to you. Like to me, elite performance is being truly you majority of the day. How many of us are fake? I've faked it most of my life.
That was so good. You got to say that one more time. Is being truly uniquely you as much as you can during the day.
Yeah, majority of the day. That's truly how to become an elite performer. Like, honestly, yeah, there's a lot of ways. I have biohacks. I know a lot of neuropsychology, neurophysiology. I'll give you all that if you want that today.
Oh, we totally want that.
Yeah.
Look, give us a little bit of that. Don't be teasing us with the good.
Yeah, we will. But it starts with you like understanding like you be you majority of the day. That's all it is. I faked it. I faked it with this guy. I'll just be honest. Like when I first met him, like this is like what in 2021. I was like, okay, I gotta like impress Darryll. Like, how can I look? Stand tall, Jennifer. I did that with people all the time. I was exhausted. Everyone, I ate the apple, not the ho-ho. I exercised. I was exhausted by the end of the day because I was being so fake. You know how much energy that takes?
Don't make me bark on my podcast. When I bark, that means we have hit one of Darryll's veins. Hey, man, I just said that to a bunch of attorneys and lawyers. I did a conference, and I was just like, man, nothing will burn you out faster or wear you down more than carrying the facade of being someone you're not.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, when I sold my PT practice, I came back to visit the person that bought it, and she was one of the physical therapists that worked for me. And I was probably about 2-3 years into coaching, working a little bit with you and some other coaches. And she smiled at me, and I'm like, why are you smiling at me? She's like, I feel like I've always respected you, Jennifer, but I feel like I'm seeing you for the first time. Guys, she worked for me for 8 years. I'm just like, and in some ways I was like, man, but I was like, wow. And you could just see the sparkle in her eyes. She's like, she was just like, just drawn to me. She always enjoyed what I was, the mission, vision. Like I knew she felt that, but she's like, I see you.
I see you.
And I felt like, that felt so good. And I literally just saw her like a couple months ago too. And she's like, I see you even more. Like, this is so fun for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think of what I could have even done more with the practice. Like, it was such an honor. And I will say that, everyone, even with speaking right now, I'm a healer on stage now. I'm a healer.
What do you mean by that? I'm a healer on stage now.
Oh man. I think so many leaders right now are at this inflection point, Darryll, I just said it before, like trying to heal all this stuff, like working really hard, but are missing some of these nuances just to be fully healed and just move. Like we need leaders that are high influencers. We are in an accelerated world. We're in an AI-driven world. There's so much changing like every single day, both in our practice and our personal life too. God, we all know out there. And we have to find a way to ground and influence. I truly like ground and influence. That's kind of my new thing right now. Like, and that requires you to really create some healing from a different nuance of versus just going deep and just sitting in 20 things to heal yourself in 3 hours of psychedelics or 3 hours of meditation, which I'm not saying that's bad, everyone. But I feel like we were just sitting there. It's not that I'm saying we don't have time for that. I just don't feel like, I feel like we're at this space that healing needs to come from these constant inflection points during our day that we catch, that we don't need always, I'm not saying never, everyone, always these 3 hours, this weekend long, this 3 months off or whatever. I'm not saying we don't need that, but I feel like the leader of today, the way we heal is catching ourselves in these nuances every day. It's that higher level self-mastery, right? Just tweak, and then influence, tweak. Like people feel that every time I tweak a little bit and then I step on a stage or I get triggered and I tweak a little bit and I connect with I can feel the difference. And again, that's what I mean by a healed leader, that they're really at this level of higher level awareness throughout their day, that they use a framework. I can give some today and then tweak, ground, and then influence from that powered space. Like everyone feels it, everyone. Like think about how many times you get on a sales call and you're out of alignment or you're in alignment and you're in that energy and it goes well or it doesn't. How many times, like I literally was at church yesterday and I just felt so connected to myself. I had a woman come up to me. I didn't even know who she was. And she's like, you are so in your jam. She literally said this to me. I was at church with my family and my niece was like, what? This is so random. Like no one ever comes up to me in church. She's like, how did you do that? I'm like, and I've talked to her about it. I'm like, because I'm in a space of being my true self. I'm in a space of realizing when I'm out and I tweak and then I influence. And it doesn't mean that I'm purposely always influencing. I'm just, sometimes I am, but sometimes I'm just trying to be here.
Yeah.
And I get stuff like that more when I am. So when I say I'm healing from stage, it's not me always giving frameworks that you have to go over and take 3 hours to heal thyself. It's meeting overwhelmed leaders, exhausted leaders, where they're at. They have so much on their plate. And I'm just saying it's actually quite simple. It just requires you to take a little tweak with a little awareness with one of my frameworks, and they'll influence from that space. And I believe that's where we need to take leaders of today. We don't always need this deeper work. We need something that's in real time. And that's something that I've noticed that's helped me create momentum, not just professionally, personally, and just being a woman that feels influential from a place that feels healed. Because I'm actually living it every moment of every day, for sure.
So good.
Yeah.
I want to hit a couple rapid fire things because I know each of one of these can be an hour for you.
Yeah.
But I want to talk a little bit about kind of what we're touching on now is you on stage.
Yeah.
Obviously you've been a speaker. You've spoken at a lot of stages that people would love to speak on.
Yeah.
And I see you, at conferences. I see you being a keynote, which is often hard spot to get at conferences. What do you think it is that about you or about your content that keeps event planners saying like, yeah, that's our keynote speaker for the year?
Yeah. That's such a great question. Man, I wish I could say it's just all the information I have from 20 years, which I do. But you know what? I don't think it's that at all. I think this is going to sound really funny. I'm just going to say it though. I think a lot of keynote or people that are looking for keynotes, they find me very intriguing. I come off mysterious to them a little bit. Like, I'm serious, but I'm fun. I'm kind of edgy, but I'm soft. And I come off that way when I'm on a sales call with them. So they like my content, but the way within which I think I'm kind of moving back and forth in kind of their audience, because some audiences are serious, some are funny, some are sharp executives, some are playful in my hair. They like the play. I think I feed a lie into the ambiance that crosses the stage, like the audience, because no one audience is the same, right? And I think there's so many different people that come to the audience, and I think they like that I kind of connect with people on all levels. I feel like I do. I think I read the audience well, so I can tell if they're more in the serious mode, the executive mode, the playful mode, and I can kind of stretch them too. So I play that out a little bit. I think in sales calls, I, again, really practice to being me. And that part comes out that, yeah, I can be serious. I can give all these frameworks, but I want to bring in some story and have some fun. I can be serious. I can wear jeans and I can wear a cute skirt and I can look really cute and like little Nikes as well. Like I think I fit a little bit like just every person that's coming to the event, and that's intriguing to them. So I feel like there's a little bit more like an intrigue, mysteriousness, like they can't quite figure me out, but they kind of like it. Like I think there's an edge there. So I try to, use that. And I'm like, that's great. And it's not like I'm trying to withhold something when I say I'm mysterious to them, but I feel that a little bit like,
Yeah.
She's like, that's what I would say. But I'm going to be quite frank, and this is a shout out to you, Darryll. Like, I think a lot of it too is just reading what they really want. You really taught me a lot of that, like really going in deep, like not just assuming. Like I'm intuitive and I can, sometimes tell what they need, but it's not really that, like really going in, like asking and then listening. So that's really helped me where I've slowed down the process and not be like, just pick me. I'm going to do a good job.
It'd be that obvious though sometimes, They'd be like, come on, I watched your 3 speakers you had last year, and now come on, that this meeting is better than their whole keynote, and it's but they still be asking all these extra questions. Yeah, I get it.
Yes. But I do, like, I slow it down, really listen, all that stuff. But I don't know. I think I kind of play in a little bit to the diversity of people that are going to come, and they like that. And I'm going to say this, and I think, Darryll, I learned this a little bit from you. I have become more polarizing in my speeches. And that means I'm also sharing it when I talk to them about it too, that I'm going to, and by the way, I'm not saying I'm like trying to make people angry. What I'm saying is I'm going in where I'm owning, like you guys, some of the things I talk about with performance, wellness optimization, immune boosting, vitality, things I've talked about in wellness conferences aren't always agreed upon.
Totally.
Okay. My research, yes, is backed, but there's going to be people that, I've had people come up to me just this year and say, I didn't agree with anything you said. They actually said that to me, like, great. And I'm like, I'm so glad you came up. Let's talk. And they're like, but we could tell you so were in your truth. They actually said that.
I know.
And I'm like, we want to talk to you because they actually really appreciated that. So I will say this, I've owned a little bit more like, this is what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
This is what I can bring to the table.
Right.
And it is more polarizing. And I don't know if people like that as well, but I feel like I've become more polarizing in my keynotes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also become more polarizing when I talk to people. Like, I'm not trying to play the game of I'm trying, like I want to hear what you want, but I may not be the person. Maybe I'm not. I'm really trying to get to I'm trying to get to truth.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Wow.
I'm trying to get to truth. And so I have to be in my own truth.
The bark again. No, because I can't do it. Okay, just keep going.
Yeah. But I think that's so important. So I think there is, yes, absolutely everyone. Like I bring a lot of neurophysiology, neuropsychology, to human performance, human communication. Like how do you get your team to continue to perform at a high level? Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about some of that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know you just be like, get a little neuro. I can't even repeat it. Neurology, psychology, philology, biology, sociology, psychology.
Oh, yeah.
Zoology.
It's like,
just throw the ology at the end. Doxology. Theology.
I do love, what's funny?
How many can we go? Yeah, just keep it going.
I do love to talk about, I think I got to the point. I got to the point, like, it's not a big deal. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Like, and it is a big deal. And more than importantly, it is big that people know it is actually very freaking easy. Can we say that on this show?
Yeah.
Freaking easy to actually shift things. It actually is. What I just said, we don't have to do 3 hours of kumbaya all the time, everyone. It is literally that easy. Your body is craving. It wants to get out of jail. Free card. Okay. It's in fight or flight. It's in freeze. It's in whatever it is. It's like, you're not being yourself. Give me something. And if you give it I'm like, okay, I guess we're going back over here, Jennifer, or whoever, but it takes these little tweaks, these little nuances. How do you shift that? How do you take that shift? How do you go from being a person that you're faking? Let's just start there, everybody, to being a person that you're just owning who you really are. Everyone, I'm big into what I call the Band-Aid moment, the rip the Band-Aid off. We talk a lot about somatics. If anybody's heard of this is about, sensing your body's communication. That's all somatics are at the cellular level. It's your body communicating to you. It doesn't like something or it does, period. Okay. There's a lot of layers to that. And there's a lot of frameworks. We've heard a lot about somatic releases, somatic support, somatic healing. It's beautiful. What I'm going to say also, when you're in the heat of the moment, the Band-Aid method is best. And it's ripping it off. So if you're in the heat of the moment and you don't have 3 hours to go through nervous system reset, which is very important. I do things all the time, everybody, at the end of the day and the beginning of the day. That's very important. We'll get into that in a second.
Wait, why is the nervous system reset very important? Number one, do you feel how you're cooking right now?
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. Every time you don't want to go there, you should just go there. Because the moment you hit it, you're like, I'm like, whoa. You think we understand, don't we? We don't understand. I will say this. There's probably a bunch of healers and, people that are somatics and our friends carry forward. And so that are probably like, amen, girl. Yeah. But, the mass populace is like, nervous system, why?
Yeah, for sure.
Coca-Cola popcorn, please.
Yes, yeah. Right.
3 coffee, 9 coffee, please.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
Like, wow. I know people that drink coffee more than water.
Yeah, right.
And I drink coffee.
No.
But not more than water.
Right. You'd be surprised. People consider that water drinking, by the way, everybody. God. That is, okay, so I want to back up here, everyone. So your nervous system is the communicator to your brain from your body, what it's sensing. It's the middleman. It holds its own memories, but it actually is a major communicator for the body that holds its memories, good and bad. You guys, good and bad. When we go through our day, our brain, I want everybody to know this, It's so efficient and it's so lazy. What I mean is it's looking for same all the time. And it's also driven to look for threats all the time. We were born that way. It's been that way since the beginning of the time, everyone. So it's always going to veer toward the negative, okay? To put us a little bit in fight or flight or freeze to make sure that we're safe. Just get that in your head. So I want everybody to know this. Even if you've done a lot of healing work, your brain and body are meant to try to keep you safe at all times, at all costs. It's trying to be very energy efficient. When you have something in your past that you stored in your body, which we all do, good or bad memories, good or bad traumas, good or bad anything, it's stored in our body. It is ingrained in our DNA. It's ingrained in our cells. It's ingrained in our nervous system. And something happens during your day that feels similar to the body that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, a year ago. And we're just going to say it was bad, okay? It's going to go, oh no, we got to shut down right now. How that looks, everyone, there's layers to that. We hear fight, flight, or freeze. There's also fawn. Some of you may know that or not. At its basic level, that's people pleasing. A lot of high performers are people pleasers. It's a subtle form of shutting down. There's also a lot of nuances to how the nervous system will shut down if it's in fight, flight, or freeze. We all have different symptoms from that. But just knowing whatever that is, you don't feel good. You guys, your outside body, your heart palpitations, you feel tension, you just don't feel good. That's all you need to know right now. Your body's saying something similar is happening to what's happened in the past. That's all you need to know right now. And how beautiful is that? Because it's not the same. You guys, I want you to hear this right now. Like, it's just trying to keep you safe, but it's not the same what you're experiencing right now because it's not the past. Like, that seems really basic, everyone. But right there, you can start allowing yourself to settle down.
How? So like we're in a social setting, we're high performers, we're working the rooms, we got the energy, but there's like this subtle undertone of like, oh, but I'm actually like avoiding more of like how I really feel, who I really am, what I really think. And so like I'm in a triggered response unbeknownst to me because I'm probably drinking alcohol or I'm probably just moving so quickly and not feeling my nervous system. I'm just going. I'm in reaction. So how do I get out of that maze?
So everyone, this is like a quick thing I do all the time. This is like a 90-second one. So when I say nervous system reset, what we're trying to do is to get you out of that I'm not feeling good, to get you a little bit back into your grounded space. Because when you're not feeling good, you're kind of all over the place, right? Everyone, whether you're in your head or you're just like feeling antsy, like he said, like just whatever you're feeling, write it down right now. Whatever you're feeling, that's whatever you commonly feel when you're feeling a little bit outside body. For me, it was a shutdown. I went into freeze a lot. For you, maybe it's more fight or flight. Everyone, whoever's listening right now, think of something that you commonly get triggered by throughout your week. Start there. And what you commonly feel, because that's a great place to start with this, because you can start creating traction because you're already aware that it's happening. Okay. What I tell people to do all the time, you have to get actually in the present moment. What did I just say? You're not in the past. So you want to show your body first that you're in a present moment that is different than the past. And the way you do that, the reason why, I'm going to back up a little bit, everybody. The reason why you want your body to know it's in a different moment, the body decides, I say this all the time, it decides if it's in fight or flight or not, then the brain executes from that space. You got to get it feeling okay. We are governed by our emotions. Your body's giving you an emotion. It goes through then the emotional processors of the brain before it goes into your prefrontal cortex, our executive function. So think about that. You're not making any decisions with your head. You're always making it with your emotion. Okay?
Say it again.
You're not making decisions with your head. You're making it with emotions.
Even if you're not an emotional person?
Yes. And you guys, this is not about being emotional.
Okay.
This is not, women have by the way, side note, we can get into this in a second. Women have more of an emotional depth and range than men. This is why actually often we can get into a really chaotic emotional state. If we learn, we can get actually back into a more proper aligned state more quickly if we know how to practice it, because we have more times during the day to practice it because we're emotionally more diverse than you. You guys, did you hear what I just said? we as women are more emotionally diverse and have a more emotional range. We're going to have more emotional roller coasters, but it gives us the time to get on the mat to practice what I'm talking about. We can get into a higher emotional capacity than men. Men, this doesn't mean you can't learn what I'm telling you right now, but I just want you to know, women, we have a leveraging point here. Just like intuition a little bit more lives in the feminine space. There's certain areas, I'm going on a tangent here, you guys, but there's certain processes in the brain, the anterior cingulate cortex, the anterior insula of the women's brain holds higher intuition. There's parts of our gut that hold higher intuition. They're more activated than men's. Did you guys know this? We have emotional diversity, intuitive responses. The reason why it's important in emotional processing is it's telling you what to do next faster. Okay? Now, guys, you get to learn this too right now, but I'm just saying we can get into a grounded space and then make an executive decision from there because we have a high level of intuition, a high level of emotional diversity and capacity, and a higher level of emotional and intuitive spaces to go.
This is good. I'm only jumping because this is such a distinction that you've made, and I want to like repeat it because it's so many people think that what you're describing requires them to be an emotional person.
No.
And you're saying it's not about being an emotional person.
No.
It's about knowing how to feel an emotion because it is part of your executive functioning. And it helps you with decision making and helps you with other things like that, right?
100%.
So I think that's the important part because I know a lot of executives, I know a lot of A-type leaders that, you know, they'll even listen to emotional intelligence, but they won't get into this realm of like intuitiveness because it just feels so non-practical.
Right.
So like I want to like see, notice how I told y'all all of these things are an hour for her.
Yes, they are. Vein. Yes.
Okay, but I want to start landing this plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If someone's right here and they're just like, man, I want in.
Yeah.
I feel the overwhelm.
Yeah.
I'm resonating with what you're saying. I've been hearing it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just not great at it. I don't even know where to begin. I'm not an emotional person.
Yeah. And you know what I'd say back to you, Darryll? You just said to me that you feel exhausted. You feel overwhelmed. And I hear this a lot from executives, especially men. Exhausted. Is that a feeling?
Nah. Let's go.
And what the disconnect is.
Let's go. So good. I'm using that now. I am using that now. I'm so using that.
You guys, this is I love that you're doing this, Darryll. Thank you. This is what I'm going to say. All I'm going to tell you, young man or young woman, if you're saying that, your body's trying to show you how it's expressing that, what you just said. You're so detached from that because you have 20 things going on. You're racing out the door, eating the apple, trying to meditate and get your kids to school or whatever. You're so disconnected to this, if you want to call it the senses of your body, somatics. It's not emotions, you guys, if you want to just take that word out. It's your body communicating to you. That's all it's doing.
From emotion to body senses is probably a great shift for some people.
100%.
Because language is so limiting. Like the moment they hear emotional, oh, no. Body senses, okay, I can get with body signals. Okay, cool.
Right.
Executive function. Right. Yeah, that sounds great. All it did was switch the label. It still requires the same feeling modality from you. Yes. So that's fine. If language won't be a limiter, we'll use that.
Yes. Well, it's just like emotional intelligence. You're like, so you're okay with emotional intelligence, but you're not okay with the word emotions.
Nope.
Part of emotional intelligence is sensing. By the way, we have a 6-foot biofield of energy that Darryll's feeling from me right now. That's emotions, you guys. We're sensing. He's sensing my excitement. He's sensing my connection.
Was that proven, this biofield of energy?
Yes. It is. It's through you guys, all of this. You guys, I can send all this information to you. Heart rate variability, bioenergy field. It's all documented, everyone, in that we have the ability, it's 6 feet around us, minimum, and we have the ability through activities to radiate it. This is why emotional intelligence, like feel, now radiate influence differently. You guys, this is biofield assessments, heart rate variability, which your heart has 5,000 times more electromagnetic pulses than the brain. This is our first brain, you guys. First brain, second brain, third brain. In that order.
Say it out loud, though, for the people who can't see it.
Yes, first brain is the heart. Second brain is the gut. Third brain is the actual brain. You guys, we have so much inner knowledge, inner knowing.
Why do you call the heart the first, the gut the second, not the other way around or whatever?
Yep. So
sorry.
Yep. No, this is great. This is
you got to
great.
answer in like 2 minutes.
No. This is great. There's an inner knowing that we're all biologically driven and are unique. Our heart is actually developed first and more profoundly than our brain. Okay. That actually gets developed first. Did you know that, everyone? It has more accelerated neurons happening than the brain actually gets fully functioned later in the development. There's a reason. It has all your knowing. It has all your information. It has all your unique DNA that starts from here, then works its way out to make your legs, your arms, all that. The same thing with your gut. Your gut has a high depth of billions, you guys, billions of neurons that have been communicating forever. There's more here than in the brain. Did you know that, everyone? There's more communication going on in your heart to the body and in your gut to each other. We hold so much history in our heart and also our gut. There's huge research on areas of our gut that are connected to certain emotions. Anger, joy. Anger is connected to the liver chakra. This is kind of, we're going into a little bit into acupuncture and meridian lines. But what I'm saying, you guys, there's a lot of emotional knowledge in our gut and also emotional knowledge in our heart. We have so much knowledge there. But you guys, all I'm going to say is this. We can go a lot deeper on this, but just know this. Everything develops from the heart and the gut first before you ever get to your brain. We don't really realize that most of our inner knowing starts here. Our decisions start here. Always. What did I say? There's research on this. We house all of our experiences in utero. Yes. Those are our first experiences in our body first. And then we express and we execute through our brain. You want a tip? When you get triggered during your day and you know it's not the same as the past and you hear that, you're hearing that from me, Jennifer, this is all you have to do. Tap your feet. Tap your feet. Get in your body. Your body needs to know it's in a different space. That sounds so simple. You guys, tap your feet, tap your feet, tap your feet and breathe. You'll be surprised. It'll start taking you down a little bit. And then you're like, okay, I feel a little bit better. Tap your feet and breathe. When you do that, there's only one thing that I always tell people to do next. You have to do something that rips the Band-Aid off, like something so different than you would normally do in that instance. Maybe for you, you walk away and you shut down, Darryll. Maybe you just stop talking. I don't know. That you actually go up and talk to someone. Like, and I mean like a 180 for you. Totally. You have to do something. And I'm not talking about somatic work that is for deeper trauma where we have to kind of take some steps in and build a little bit more capacity. I'm talking about in real time. You're about to go into fawn. You're about to go into freeze. You're about to go into fight or flight. You have to do a 180. You have to go talk to that person. You have to go make that decision. I brought this up in my TEDx, and you know this, Darryll. I was in fight or flight about paying my employees the next week because I didn't have any clients coming in. And I decided to go give to charity my last $100 that were in my bank account. God's like, you got to get out of this money scarcity. Like, you have to do something high and right now. Guess what happened? I had the highest week I had since opening in 3 months the next week. And I was able to pay my employees. You guys, sometimes you have to do the Band-Aid rip-off versus the somatic pause and regulate. There's space for that. But when you're in real time and you don't have time to necessarily go down that path because you're literally in a staff meeting and you have to be in that moment and you don't have time to go do a 3-hour prayer, you have to find a way to move through that. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. But the more you do that, the more you get back in the game a little bit more effectively, more in the incongruence. Does it make sense?
No,
everybody?
It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. I love the idea of tapping your feet. I love the idea of breathing. I love the idea of even the mindset around our first brain, second brain, third brain. I know that's not like groundbreaking information, but just hearing it articulated from you in context of executive functions and, you know, being leaders in everyday workplaces.
We make too many decisions from up here.
Yeah. Man, whoa. I feel like we just started the thing and I'm like, dang, that went by fast. But that's okay, because one of the things I tell our guests all the time is that, you know, we really want to go deeper, not wider.
Yeah.
Like every guest that I feel like anyone that we invest in, bring on our platforms, anybody that's worth interviewing once is worth interviewing twice.
Yeah.
And I can't stand when I follow a podcast and I hear a guest and I'm like, ooh, yeah. And then it's like, I go follow Jennifer Watson after this and I go listen to you on every other podcast.
Yeah.
And you're basically saying the same thing because people ask you the same general questions.
Yeah.
And so like, man, I definitely got to make sure I bring you back and go deeper several times, because you're just a well of wisdom. So if you allow us to have you, we'd love to have you back. Y'all, we talked a lot today. If I could kind of dovetail this episode with a summary, it'd be like, hey, own who you are and be who you are through deep connection with your body and spirit. So like it's the yin and the yang, right?
Yes.
It's like this ownership of, you got to accept it, but then you got to like use your instrument in order to own it, right? And that requires these tools, that requires, you know, treating your body like the premium vehicle and technology that it is. So own who you are, figure out where in your life that you're not fully being that. And maybe you're not burning out because you have a calendar full of things.
Yeah.
Maybe you're burning out because you are carrying a facade that is weighing more than your tasks are.
Yes.
And what would happen if you just dropped it, owned who you are, and figured out an energetic release or a burst just from that energy release? So, man, you're a powerful human being. Thank you so much for coming on today. Make sure y'all tell us what you're putting into action. And remember, like, keep seeding greatness. One story, one step at a time.